Welcome to Not Good Enough, the YouTube D&D show in which I don't have all my players today.
Whoa.
It, it's it's not just Valkaren today. We've got a few others today, but they're a little they're Val was early, so I decided to start early. Anyways, so last time we killed the evil King Ravencor, froze the devil in a block of ice, and we learned about a tournament that's going to happen next week. Our players have all taken their long rests after a wonderful night of getting absolutely. Well, actually, no. They absolutely destroyed a devil. It was kind of amazing that I let that happen. It was absolutely all them except for the part where I could have stopped it.
Yeah, we get it. You love yourself.
Anyways, so we begin about 5 o'clock in the morning. Valkaren, you're awakened by a knock at the door.
Okay, well, I'm going to get up, grab my rapier, and just point. And, with my other hand, activate my mage hand and slowly open the door.
So you're going to point your rapier and with like your what? By the way, what handedness is Valkaren?
Right.
Right-handed. So you have your rapier in your right hand, and with your left hand, you kind of slowly open the door.
Yep.
All right. As you open the door, you see a familiar face, a familiar half-elven face. That is the Archmage to the former King's dynasty.
Oh.
Whoa! Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Gray.
Hello.
We're just starting with Val's training.
Ooh, sweet.
Hey.
Gaming Val.
Hey.
So it's time for your next training.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mind putting the giant sword down?
I'll put the sword down and then just cast Mage Armor on myself.
Probably a
It's
good
not
idea.
that giant.
He's a wizard.
Ice is big to a wizard.
As you slowly whip your rapier around, your mage armor kind of forms, shimmering over the clothes you have on. And he says, come to the gym when you are ready. We will start your next lesson.
Alright. I'm actually going to get dressed into something not resembling pajamas, and then head off to the gym.
But by the way, do your pajamas have like two wing holes?
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was imagining.
Sounds like an insult.
No, it wasn't an insult. I was just wondering because it
What
was.
do you think I'm going to do? Cram my wings in my pajamas?
I don't. Okay, here's the thing. Do your wings retract?
Well, they can sort of fold up. They can't go in.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm always thinking of? So the X. Okay. Anyways, this is gonna get into a whole other tangent about the X-Men that I don't want to get into. So yeah, you leave your room dressed. What are you wearing?
Just my normal robe gear.
Okay. Not creepily, by the way.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Alright, so you walk towards a gym-like area where, Arcana check, please.
Ooh.
You can make that in Discord, because we're not using Roll20 today.
Yeah, but if I click this, it does that.
Yeah. I was just saying. I don't think I have
18.
18. With an 18, you do feel a kind, not like a giant, humongous wave, but you feel like a wave of magical energy
All right.
just outpouring from the gym.
Yeah. And then I just step inside.
As you step inside, you do see the the four other wizards that were at the dinner table the other night, just meditating, hands in a circle, saying the same mantra in either Elvish or Draconic or Orcish and Infernal. It's
Hi.
They don't seem to notice you. The half-elven does come up to you and say, "Hey, so today will be kind of a different type of training."
That's fine. I don't do any training anyway. Not like from a teacher.
So he says, "Hey, can everyone stand up?" And everyone kind of gets up. One of the wizards kind of falls on their shoulder and like, "Ow! Ow!" But gets up after whining like a bitch.
Wow. This is the caliber of people I'm supposed to be up against.
There is one like full orc who's about twice your size, walks up to you and says, "Yeah, you get a problem?"
No, this shouldn't be a problem.
Oh damn! Oh damn, Ren. Today will be accuracy challenges, and your half-elven wizard friend kind of moves his hand ever so slightly, and targets start to like pop up out of the ground, but they're not like the bullseye targets. They're kind of golems.
Neat.
Your goal is to get the most kills.
What sort of golem?
It is not. It's like a human-sized. Give me seconds. It's about a human-sized iron golem.
Okay. Do I know anything about iron golems?
Roll me a history check.
I'm good at those. 16.
With a 16, you know that iron golems are created from magic. You just don't know the type of magic that would cause something to be like a golem.
Okay.
You haven't gotten to that chapter of the Tome of Eltonian Knowledge.
Makes sense. It's a big book.
It is. It's a hefty book. So, the half-elven kind of waves his arm down, and a few of them like send like fire spells out at the golems and all that. But as they send the fire spells, you notice, boom, it kind of absorbs the fire.
Okay.
Some of them are trying like psychic magic. It's not getting through. One of them tries to use a dispel magic on them, and The golem looks like it's about to shut down, opens its eyes back up, and is about to go to attack that one guy.
Okay, I'm just going to leave them. So the goal here is to destroy the golems, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to take out my sword.
Okay.
Walk up to one of them and booming blade.
Okay. Booming blade. Go for it. Go for the attack.
Wait, just double checking. Is my sword still magical?
No, it is not.
No. Okay, then I will remove that from it.
Because I believe the sheath is now just a normal sheath again. You'd have to get one of those flowers again.
Okay, so that's the standard attack, and as they say, here comes the boom. 1.
With a natural 1, you go for
That's not a natural.
Oh, it's not a natural 1?
No, I rolled a 25 to hit.
Oh, 25. Oh, one
on
did.
the thunder damage.
1 on the thunder damage. You go for that hit. It kind of electrocutes a bit, but you notice that it's a little bit more intense. The golem that you're attacking is going to go for an attack. Does a 10 hit? I'm guessing not.
No.
Go.
I have the highest AC of the team.
Ooh, that is a 22.
That hits.
Yes, even with your shield. These aren't full iron golems. They're not like the like iron golems that like are twice your size. They're about the same height.
You said
as you.
human sized.
Yeah, it's human size. So that's 7 damage.
Okay.
Plus 5. Sorry, 12 damage. As this iron golem flashes into your arm. Cutting through your mage armor. This is not an initiative, so as people are trying to send out spells, one of them uses a chain lightning spell and takes down about 3 of the golems. So,
Show off.
Your turn.
Alright, well, I'm just going to do that again.
Okay, go for it. Booming blade.
Not doing much damage here.
What you get?
Oh, 16 to hit, 7 piercing, 2 thunder.
So as you kind of your rapier kind of vibrates and hums, and it kind of shakes the metal. And as it shakes the metal, you can see a small crack appear on the golem that you are currently fighting.
Aha.
And the golem's gonna go for a swipe as kind of a reaction. Nope, neither of those hit. Someone who doesn't seem to get the lesson casts a fireball in the direction of like 5 golems, and you just see the fireball appear, and then it just goes into itself as these golems absorb the flames.
Smart.
And that is you.
Alright. Well, I'm a one-trick pony, so here we go.
Booming blade!
Nay. Ooh, 18 to hit, 12 piercing, 7 thunder.
Okay, where are you hitting this golem?
Well, I assume now I'm aiming at the weak point.
So as you aim at the at the crack in his neck. You hit it, the blade hums, and you just see the crack get bigger and bigger, and the head pop off as the rest of the body just kind of crumples.
Oh, neat.
And you,
I mean, okay, there we go.
and you have the opportunity to go for another attack on another golem.
Absolutely. I'm 16% sure this is a competition. Alright, that's a 25 to hit.
Hits.
12 piercing and 8 thunder.
Oh! As you kind of move your arms and kind of let your blade hum, you hit this one right in the middle of its chest, causing a giant chasm to appear. But as you pull back, the golem, not unfazed by it, but keeps moving. So roll your thunder damage for when it moves.
Oh, for a moving one. Okay, that's 2d8. Oh, wait, no, it did that automatically. It rolled a 2.
Oh, 2. The crack gets a little bit bigger.
Oh, wait, he moved away from me. Don't I get attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Brilliant. I mean, it's just a rapier attack, but...
Yep.
I should get Wargash at some point. 25 to hit, 5 piercing.
You go for that attack into the crack, into the chasm you made. Push in, twist, and pull out, and it just shatters. You have the opportunity to go for another attack as your peers are trying to cast spells that are more of a saving, like a saving throw type spell rather than to hit spells.
That's a 9 to hit.
9 unfortunately doesn't hit as your rapier kind of bounces off the Iron Golem's armor. He's gonna go for a couple of attacks. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's gonna be 15 damage as this Iron Golem's almost great sword, like as big. It's as big as a great sword, but he's holding it by one hand, and he just goes for that first attack, hitting into your mage armor, slamming and cutting your arm. And he's gonna go for that next attack. That's a natural 1. As he goes for that second attack, he hits your mage armor. Your mage armor, almost like it's protecting you from this next attack, hardens and the sword breaks.
Ooh. Nasty for him, of course.
Huh?
Nasty for him.
Yeah. Go for your next turn.
Okay. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Your rapier kind of bends
It's not meant to do that.
almost to the point of irreparability as it hits into the armor. It's almost like this golem's armor is a little bit harder. And since this golem doesn't have a sword anymore, he's gonna try to slam you. That's a 9. Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit.
Go for it. Hopefully you can do a little better.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
Okay. And let's roll that booming blade with 1. 9 piercing, 1 thunder.
10 damage still. And obviously thunder damage seems to be doing double as it's... You hit it and the crack... You see a small crack appear at the left top of his chest.
Awesome.
And he's going to go for another slam. 16.
16 does not hit.
All right. Your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, of course. Thunder damage does seem to be working, so there we go. Rapier.
As you kind of look around, you do start to notice that your peers are starting to get swarmed by the amount of golems that
18.
are around them. 18 hits.
18 to hit, 6 piercing, 8 thunder damage.
Damn. As you pull your rapier, the thunder crackling around it, and it hums the tune, and you slice it right at its neck, slicing through, and its head pops off, just crumples again.
I really hope there's nobody in here.
There doesn't seem to be anybody in there. You've got 4. You've got the opportunity to attack a 5th one.
Yep. Alright, here we go. Mummy needs a new sword.
Yes, she does.
Hit.
20 hits.
And 6 piercing damage and 3 thunder.
Okay. You hit it this time between the joints of its leg. You hit into it and you fully lop off the leg. So now it's just bouncing.
Oh. Okay.
Trying to get to you. So it bounces near you. Roll that thunder damage.
Okay. I did that. 11.
11. And as it moves towards you, you hear as it just shatters.
Aha, take that.
And then you just hear them all turn off and stop moving. Well then, I think it's kind of obvious who won that challenge.
No, who was it? I say as the rapier goes away.
The orc is also has like a golem head and the body's on the ground, and he just kind of throws it down. Well, Valkyrin got 5. Kurok over there, the orc, got 4, and the rest of you got about 3 and 2. Val, can you please up either your intelligence, your constitution, or your dex by 1? And then we're going to move to Mumford. Mumford, you wake up about 8 in the morning. Well, you don't wake up. It's about 8 in the morning. You've sent Polaire off to school. As a good parent should.
I know you just defeated a whole devil, but like, go to school.
Look, it's okay. Just go to school. We'll talk about it in the after school. It'll be fine. You do hear the whispers of Garen. Hey, kid.
Hey. I look around immediately.
Don't worry, I'm not a ghost. I'm just stuck in the ethereal plane.
Which one is
it? Ethereal, I think. There's no lost stars here.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi. So I can't train you today, obviously.
That'd be a really weird experience, because you are whispering in my brain.
That is true. I am very sorry. I understand that this is a weird moment for you.
I've had a lot of those lately.
It gets weirder if you do get the title of the Shield to the King.
Is it a fun weird?
Sometimes.
Cool.
Sometimes it's just a murdery weird.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so. While I will not be handling your training today, you can totally go beat up your colleagues. I don't like any of them. You were actually you were actually my first choice for the role. Your sister was someone else's first choice, but you were my first choice.
Thank you, but Lotus is was objectively better.
I understand that, but you seemed like you could handle yourself in a much bigger fight.
You watch Death Ball, don't you?
Yeah, you were awesome on that.
Thank you.
No problem. You can totally go beat up your colleagues. They're not great people.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them was, chosen by the council, and the council is full of douchebags. Anyways, so I oh yeah, Mumford, can you please up either your strength, dex, or constitution by 1?
Right now?
Yeah.
Wowie. I feel like a winner.
Yay.
Because Garen has already chosen his replacement. It does not matter who or what anyone else has said. It's like, no, this guy.
This one right here.
Anyways, so I gave you an unfinished axe?
Unfinished?
Unfinished.
How?
How did I give you an unfinished axe?
No, how is it unfinished?
Oh, it was supposed to be way cooler.
It's already really cold. It makes my fur blue.
No, not colder, cooler. More dope.
It's pretty dope already, so it's fine.
Anyways, if you do want to make it doper, you're gonna have to go to Kalale.
Okay.
But yeah. So how have you been?
Existentially tired and confused.
Yeah. You do get that when you become part of the Royal Guards.
I don't know how to respond to can I stop whispering? This is weird.
You can stop whispering.
Okay.
I'm only whispering to, hide myself from the swarms of people I've been fighting for the last 12 hours.
Do you need help?
Maybe. I mean, I saw one of my colleagues down here, but I told them to leave so you could save me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a flattering thing or another text?
Both?
Okay, cool. Understandable.
Anyways, yeah, the Dwarven Forge people are cool. Oh shit! Damn it! I talk too loudly, and you just hear slicing as the etherealness kind of fades away.
I'm gonna sit up and hold my head because I don't know how to articulate that feeling in words because I've never felt it. So I'm just going to make a sound and hope you understand.
Funny enough, I do understand.
Yes.
But yeah, you've like sent Polaire off, and what at-home parents do after sending their children off to school, they fucking pass out.
That's what parents do when school starts at like fucking 7.
Yeah, it's 8:17.
Yeah.
But you
And
had to,
uh,
but obviously you have to get Polaire there before 8:17, so it can hang out with his friends and all that.
yeah. So he can get to the good vending machine snacks.
Yeah, because he can tell kids that he fought a devil, and then the kids won't believe him.
Fought a devil, prove it. You can't get this scar from a knife fight.
You fought a devil? Where's the proof? Pixar, it didn't happen, bro. This is just gonna be a fun episode.
Dylan attacks Pixar on recording the episode.
Anyways, as you kind of get out of bed, put on your regular jersey, take out the Frostburn axe, you do notice the runes do start glowing a bit, a bluish color.
Oh, pretty. I'm gonna touch them.
As you touch them, can I please have
no.
Can I please have a Arcana check?
Okay. Roll 20 needs to roll real.
You
Not roll, but
you can roll on Discord if you want.
okay, I'm gonna do that real quick. My computer is really rude to me.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Mumford.
That's what it said. Oh. Can I roll on roll 20? That was a not real roll.
So that is
It's okay.
That is a 2 minus 1, by the way, for our viewers. So
an unnatural 1 somehow.
I was really hoping for a 0 because I'd find that hilarious. Anyways, with a 1, you don't really know what's happening as you are sent into a vision of.
Oh.
It's blue. It's got a bluish tint to it, but you do see the dwarves at the Dwarven Forge forging attachments for the axe.
POV, you're an axe, and I'm hitting you with a sledgehammer. Sorry, go ahead, Violet.
So, do you say attachments for the axe?
Yes.
Introducing the new gun on an axe.
Obviously, you have never watched Ruby.
No.
Introducing Gun Scythe. It's a sniper on a scythe. Anyways. Yes.
Sniper, no scything.
So yes, attachments for the axe. Not to turn it into a gun. It's just an attachment. Because Mumford does not get gun.
Does anyone here get gun?
Valkaren, the one person with a brain cell. I'm actually pretty sure Polaire has gun.
Polaire has gun.
Let's double check. Did we give the child a firearm? Oh.
We did! Because in one of the failed episodes, I'm referencing a failed episode here.
Non-canon.
It is canon. It is.
Uh-huh.
He found a chest with the dancing rapier and a gun.
Child has gun.
It's a rusted gun, so it probably does not work, but it is still a gun. Anyways.
Have you played Undertale, sir?
I did not. I have not.
There was a broken gun in that, and it still worked.
Anyway.
The child got a gun in Undertale. Gundertale.
No. No, not Gundertale. Anyways. Yes, attachments for the axe.
Ooh. Axe attachments.
And you also see as you kind of look more into the vision, you move away from the Dwarven Forge, move across the sea back into Kier, and you don't land in Kinsland, you land in Goliathbor, the mountains ranging, and you do hear the roar of a dragon who has lost their child.
Oh.
Is that a very distinct roar?
It is. There's a difference from an angry dragon and an angry dragon who just lost their child. And as you are are pushed out of the vision, the runes don't glow anymore. They just dull a bit.
Oh. Garen, I don't know if you're listening, but I think this axe made me psychic a little bit.
You say this in an empty room, in a castle, filled to the brim with candidates for a royal guardian, and you hear nothing.
Oh, we're in the past, huh? Okay, that's fine. I look around at all the candidates. Is one of them baby Garen?
No, not.
Oh.
It seems to be where for the royal guardian candidates, it seems to be like armies of different classes, wizards, paladins, barbarians, rogues,
nice.
Rangers, fighters, just
nice.
all lined up, hands to their back, and you see Ravencor sitting like an indifferent king, saying, "You only bring me this. These are not good enough." And he kind of waves them off. But you do see a very young Samradin kind of standing at attention as everyone moves away. Samradin looks him dead in the eye.
Ooh.
And you are pulled back into your bedroom in the castle.
Oh. Okay. I'm seeing a little bit of the beef now.
So, what do you want to do today?
What does Mumford want to do? Well, I think I'm gonna get up, first of all, like, officially get up, emotionally. I think, Mumford is about to, walk out and try to figure out how to just, train himself. Because, as much as the other candidates are probably assholes, beating up random people is probably not the best thing to do. He's been thinking about some things lately, surprisingly enough.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he definitely does hear, the very loud sounds of, booming blades and lightning.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't hear that. You heard that as you were trying to get back to sleep after dropping Polara off. But after it ended, you were about to fall asleep, and then Garen started whispering in your ear.
A morning.
It's been a morning.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
This morning is all the same.
Yeah.
So I think after all that, he is gonna, peek into the room. Make sure no one, died.
You peek into the room and you see wizards kind of, You do see
normal wizard behavior.
You do see Valkyrin with her rapier in its sheath, like standing proudly after defeating as many golems as she did, and you see the orcish man like kind of just walk around you and leave.
Do
Bye.
I see them?
Roll a perception check, Val.
Of course.
And with Mumford saying bye, yeah, you get advantage.
Good. 12.
12. Yeah, you hear bye, and you see Mumford.
Oh, hey.
Karen,
Didn't see you there. Guess what I just did?
what?
No, wait, that's a song.
Uh,
Yeah, we had this competition and I basically just stabbed a bunch of golems.
was the competition golem stabbing, or did you stop the
Oh.
competition from happening?
No, the competition was designed to see, who could take out the most. All these people were trying fire stuff. Like, that's
Oh.
gonna work.
But they're iron.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everyone knows iron doesn't melt. Well, it does melt, but only at very high temperatures.
something melting point of steel. I can't remember it.
It's pretty high.
Mumford,
Yes?
you do hear kind of. It's kind of like it's background noise, but you do hear mewing, like from a cat.
Okay. Let the druids in here.
You do hear another competition start to end as you hear, like, not, but like, you hear guns getting fired off into a distance.
Fuck. Oh. Valkaren, do you hear that too?
Do I?
You hear the guns, you do not hear the cat.
I do hear guns.
There's also...
I assume you're talking about guns.
Huh?
I assume you're talking about the guns.
There's another thing I hear, but yeah, mostly the guns. Do we have a cat? That seems weird for this mansion to have, specifically.
Are you asking the DM or are you asking Valkaren?
Valkaren.
Okay.
Because I think you would say earlier if we had a cat here.
I don't think we have a cat.
Are you sure Bruce is not currently a cat?
I'm sure.
Oh.
Then again, I'm not entirely sure if Bruce is alive, but we'll see.
I think.
Oh.
I think.
You know,
I think Bruce is alive.
Brilliant. Bruce
Oh
is
no,
alive.
he isn't. He is not alive. I just remembered. He got shot out from the air.
Stop killing Bruce!
Right, well,
It's not me. It's the
It
villains.
is.
It's the villains.
it's
The
you.
Dylans.
Don't say it's the Dylans.
It's the Dylans!
It absolutely is Dylan.
It is not me.
It's definitely not Bruce. He's currently dead, but I'll bring him back later.
Okay.
But yeah.
Don't
You-
get shot.
Good, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's go see what the commotion is.
Can I look for the cat? That's gonna bother me all day.
Yeah, sure. Roll. Perception at
Okay.
disadvantage.
Well, I already got a nat 1, but like, let's see if I can get worse.
I mean, nat 1 is the lowest, so no. You do not.
Don't underestimate me.
How did you get negative 20?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know. Learned my lesson way long ago.
No, you do not see the cat, but you do hear it mewing.
Okay. Can I try to follow the mewing?
Yes.
I'm gonna try that.
As you try to follow where the sound is coming from, do start to leave the castle grounds.
I'll be back later, Karen.
Yeah, sure. Leave me to deal with the guns, which I'd like to
You
head
don't have
towards.
to deal with the guns yet.
I'm definitely going to do it. There are guns. I don't want another there's that wedding incident.
If it's a wedding incident, call me.
I don't have your number.
Ask Bartram.
I don't have his number.
He's in the mansion.
You guys aren't in the mansion, you're in the castle.
Fuck.
I can't hear you anymore.
Don't get shot.
Oh my god, what the fuck is my game?
Really good, obviously.
Anyways, who do we follow?
Cat.
Alright, yes, we can follow the cat. As you kind of start to leave the castle grounds, you do notice that the mewing starts to get louder as you get closer to a vehicle.
I'm sorry, but is it a plain white panel van?
Hey, sir, wanna pet my cat? He's real cute.
It's an empty car.
That's sus.
It's also a royal vehicle, so...
That's still sus.
Yes, it is. So, what do you want to do?
Okay. Mumford's gonna think. Think back.
Use that one
Don't be
brain.
mean.
Use that one brain cell, Mumford.
We could get tip out Karen, because I actually do need to think about how to handle the situation.
A cat meowing that only Mumford can hear.
Oh, Mumford's hearing voices. I'm gonna look under the vehicle, because cats do love a warm under the car situation.
There is no cat under the car.
Huh. There
Checking
is
the
one
wheels.
now.
God damn!
Yeah, I'll check in the wheels.
There is no cat.
Because
There is
cats will often fall asleep in wheels, so this is just a small announcement. If it's cold, please check your wheels before driving. Cats love to snuggle on them and sometimes get run over.
Yes, very true. Yes. PSA announcement. Look in your wheel wells, motherfuckers.
Always check your car thoroughly.
Yes.
There's a lot of
Anyways.
nooks and crannies.
Anyways, nothing in the wheel wells.
Oh. I'm gonna peek in through the window, but stay at kind of a distance from the window.
There's nothing.
Because-
There's nothing in the car.
Okay, so it's not in the car. Okay.
The meowing starts to as you. Well, before I say anything, what are you going to do?
I was just gonna ask if it's like a go-go gadget situation where it's the car, which would be really bizarre if like a car could talk, but like all it did was meow.
Like
Could you imagine?
Like the cat bus from Totoro.
This is true. That is not super weird, I guess.
No, it is not a go-go gadget type situation or cat bus from Totoro.
Okay. Okay, well, what's going on with that meowing?
The meowing seems to be, as you kind of look into the car and all that, you do notice that the meowing is starting to go towards your left, but it sounds farther away.
Oh. Where are you going?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna follow the sound.
Alright, so you follow the sound. You as you start to, you now are like leaving the castle, so you're starting to get into main Genastris.
Oh boy. Okay. Gonna get hit with a car. That's cool.
You're on the sidewalk.
you know, you never know when you're gonna cross the street following a mysterious meowing sound and then get hit with a car. Happens.
It does happen.
Pedestrians are weird. Do I notice anything about Gymnastris?
It seems to have gone. It, here's the thing. What has happened in Gymnastris has created a bit of a power vacuum.
Oh,
Since the old King Ravencor's death, you do start to notice that some people seem to be a little bit more brazen when trying to commit their crimes. They do have one guy like pressing against another guy's throat with a knife to his like hip bone and saying, "Hey, give me your money."
Can I intervene?
Yeah, you can totally intervene.
Okay, I'm gonna push a man
Roll
really hard.
Roll a strength check.
Okay. All right. Hope our muscles are nice. Nice.
What you get?
That is a 22.
With a 22, you fully like check this man, pushing him onto the ground. But what you don't notice.
Oh no.
Does a 16 hit?
No, it doesn't.
You do notice that the other guy is about to stab you, and you stop his hand. Like, grab it, and he drops his knife, and he's like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't...
Don't. Look, there's other ways to get money, sir.
It's just tough times, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally get it. Can I hand him 2 platinum pieces?
Yeah.
Don't rob people.
You give him 2 platinum pieces, he's like, oh, damn, thank you. And he kind of runs off. And the other guy's like, hey, where's my platinum pieces?
Right here, and I hand him 2 platinum. Enjoy.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I got you.
And he kind of walks away shadily. But you do still hear the mewing. You hear it at the end of the alley, and once you get out of the alley, you do notice that it's still going to, like, northbound. Actually, no, sorry, westbound.
Yeah, I'll keep following.
You do notice that Gymnastris does seem to be in a little bit more chaos as you walk through the town. But you do notice that the Phantom Squadron has taken a bit of the chaos and kind of is trying to calm people down.
We're near the general store. How are they doing? I've been thinking about them in real life.
Okay. Yeah, you can totally head to the marketplace.
Yeah.
Let me...
I'll be right back, invisible cat. He says out loud in the street.
I'm just gonna roll a couple perception checks to see if they notice that Mumford Attilas says that shit.
And Mumford is already going to the general store.
One guy is like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Cat.
Sorry, what?
Cat.
Okay. Weird fucker. Yeah, you head to the general store. You do see the orc cyborg kind of standing there like, oh, hey, if it isn't my favorite customer.
Hello. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be okay?
Everything's really, crazy outside.
Yeah, it seems to be. Like, there seems to be some sort of power vacuum or something.
Yeah, sure is. Have you been attacked or robbed or anything?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
I mean, not a lot of people are ready to attack these arms. And he kind of flexes.
Oh, those are good arms.
Thank you.
I just wanted to check in on you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
How's your kid?
Oh, he's doing good. He's in school, so I can't say for sure.
I was at school, don't know if he went there.
Well, do you want to buy anything? Unfortunately, with these tough times, I can't give you anything for free.
Yeah, no, you don't got it. You never have to do that. No, just wanted to check in.
Alright, sounds good. I'll see you around.
Stay safe.
He kind of waves wobbly with his cyborg arm.
I wave with both arms like an Animal Crossing villager.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that mewing again.
Yeah. As you kind of leave the marketplace, you do notice that it starts to get louder, but then as you get closer to outside the marketplace, it starts to get farther away west again.
Oh, I'm gonna follow that.
Can I please have a Constitution saving throw?
Why?
You've been walking for 2 hours.
And your point? That's a 20 anyway.
No level of exhaustion. You're good.
I dab, but in real life, and Mumford does not dab.
God damn it. Anyways, as you start to leave the city limits,
Oh no.
you are kind of in... It's not really a plains type deal. It's just... It's kind of empty until Drona.
It's unsettling.
But you do notice that there is one house in the middle of these plains. And you do notice in the middle of that house, I mean, like, in the middle of where you are from that house, there seems to be an old man.
Oh. Is the cat going that way?
Yes, the cat seems to be going that way.
Then the bigger cat will go that way.
You do, as you start to move towards the old man, you do notice that he seems to be waiting for you.
Oh. Me?
You.
Me? Okay. Interesting.
As you kind of walk towards him, he says, "Hello, Mumford."
Hello, Mr. Man. Have we met?
Not yet.
But we're meeting now?
Yes.
Oh. Nice to meet you?
My name is Janare.
Oh. Thank you.
No problem.
Is that your cat that I've been hearing?
No, but that cat you've been hearing is connected to you.
Me? Like a familiar?
Not really. You'll see.
I'll see. That's a little ominous.
Would you like to know your fortune?
Sure.
Give me your hand.
Alright, I hold up my hand.
He kind of places a hand under it, places a hand on top of it, and says,
Ooh.
and as he does that, his eyes glow a beautiful ruby color.
Ooh.
And he says, "You will meet someone lost, and you will have to save someone you care about." takes
Oh.
his hands away.
That was also really ominous, but thank you very much.
No problem. And do you walk away from him?
No.
No? Okay.
Do you need anything, sir? You did lead me here, so
I did not.
thought I should ask.
I did not lead you here.
Cat, yes.
You led yourself here.
How? Yeah, that's not wrong. I guess I should ask anyway. Do you need anything?
I do not.
Okay.
I enjoy just helping.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
He nods slightly.
I gotta go make sure my friend doesn't get shot.
You might want to check that house before you go.
Oh no. Okay. Thank you.
Do you start walking towards the house now?
Yes.
As you walk towards the house, the old man starts to walk away. Roll a perception check for me, please. With advantage.
Ooh. Is he gonna disappear like a mysterious old man?
God damn it!
17. Answer the question, Dillman.
You do notice that he starts to walk. It's not Misty. It's not Misty, but you do notice that as he walks away, he just kind of dusts away.
When you walk away, you don't hear me say, "Please, oh baby, don't dust."
God damn it. Anyways, you're at the house. What do you do?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure Val was telling you to die.
Hello, Milos.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm gonna knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, a 5'7" tall tabaxi opens the door.
Oh. Hi.
Can I please have an insight check, please?
Oh boy. Okay. Can I make a guess at this person as Gray? Are they related to Polaire?
No.
Okay. 16.
Oh, 15. You notice that she kind of hesitates before saying, "Hi."
Is everything okay?
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Mumford. What's your name?
Kira.
Kira. That's a pretty name. Are you sure everything's okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Positive?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Says the person when things aren't fine.
I gotta adjust Jake.
Yeah, you're very loud.
Oh, sorry.
You're unusually loud today.
I mean, that was intentional for emphasis.
Anyways, yes, everything's fine. You can roll another insight check if you want.
Yeah.
Milos were there, he would think she's being very suspicious.
He's being very sushi fishes.
Yeah.
It got a 10, so you know.
She got a 10 as well, so I'm gonna allow that to pass. Mumford, I feel like I've seen you somewhere.
Oh, I do sports. That doesn't matter though.
You do, with that, with both those 10s kind of canceling out, you do notice a kind of familiar glimmer in her eye.
Familiar, like reincarnated sister familiar.
No! No!
Dylan, answer the question. And be honest with me.
No! I don't know what you're talking about. Yes! Reincarnated
Yeah.
sister vibes.
Is this something Mumford picks up on?
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you said Kira.
Kira. Yeah, her name's Kira.
Yes. And you're 100% on. This is a weird question now that I'm saying it out loud, but are you 100% on that?
Yes, my name is Kira Silverlane.
You know, you're actually kind of familiar to me, too.
Roll deception, please.
She's got sister vibes. Sisters are familiar.
Roll deception, please.
Natural 20.
Damn, that was only a 12. Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Does the name Alana mean anything to you?
You notice she doesn't blush, but she kind of, her eyes widen, and she kind of, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, deception. Roll insight, please.
Okay. 17.
12. She's lying.
Is it better to talk inside?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that. That thing.
Let's talk inside.
Okay.
As you guys kind of walk in, you do notice it's kind of a small home. It's about 1 bedroom.
Cozy.
It has a very small kitchen, a very small living room.
Cozy.
So what sport do you play?
Death ball?
Oh.
Yeah,
Seems
kind of.
kind of dangerous.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they just tell me to run really fast across the field, and I do that.
Oh. Yeah. that makes sense.
What? So, Alana doesn't mean anything to you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a hunter.
Sure. A hunter of what?
Oh, small animals.
Criminals?
Damn. That is a natural 20 on a deception check. No, of course not. Why would I look for criminals?
I don't know. I just thought I should ask. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I just hunt small animals and things like that.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna ask you another what? Sorry, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
No.
My brain scrambled. Please,
No,
if you have something
no,
to say.
No. I don't have anything to say.
You're positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Does the name Adelis mean anything to you?
Why would that name mean anything to me?
I'm rolling insight. That's a natural 20 to insight?
What does that equal?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the total?
I have a +0, so it's just 20.
Just 20?
Yeah.
19.
Oh no.
She does not make it. No, why would that mean anything to me?
Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Okay. Are you ready for the words I'm gonna say? I'm not ready for the words I'm gonna say. No, actually, no. Let's roll back on that. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you know any druids?
I mean, I know some.
Okay, that bursts this case wide open. Ooh, good at that. Are you perhaps all actually my sister named Lotus? But you're hiding because you don't want to get elfed again. That was really insensitive to say. I'm sorry.
God damn it, Mumford.
Oh, yeah, that's Lotus.
How did you find me?
I heard a cat and followed.
You heard a cat?
Yes.
Okay. I've been back to life all of a week. I've seen you completely destroy people, and you're telling me that what led you here is a cat?
Yeah? Apparently it's a brain cat that's connected to me. I don't really understand that, though. I think I have a familiar, but like in my brain.
Hello, brother.
Hi, Lotus.
How's my nephew?
He's, I want to say doing good, but lately he's been a lot. And I'm not doing good after all that, so I don't know about
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of work as she like pours some tea, hands you a cup.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna take a big ol' swig of tea. The way you should drink tea.
Roll a
If you want your epiglottis to feel
roll
pain.
a Constitution saving throw.
I drink
Yay.
tea through the nose.
What? I wish I was that cool.
Only a select few of us can do it.
It's a select few most powerful people can.
Maybe. Or maybe it's killing my brain. I don't know.
Roll a
You
Constitution
either get a
save.
brain or power. I got a 13.
A 13 does not make it as you are burned. You take
Ah!
6 points of fire damage.
That's why you drink it through the nose, so it doesn't burn your mouth.
Mumford,
Bernstein.
how many times do I have to tell you not to drink it that fast?
Have you been taking a tally because about that many times?
It's been a lot. It has been a lot.
So you have been taking a tally.
Yeah. By the way, I'm looking at her sheet right now. Lotus's sheet. She has a plus 16 to initiative.
Damn!
I've got a character with that, but that's impressive.
So is she like so good at initiative they were like in the future?
Because she is a gunslinger paladin
With alert, right?
with alert.
Okay, yep, that explains that plus 16 to initiative. Shit.
Yeah.
Gunslingers allow you to add your proficiency bonus to your initiative.
Yep.
Cool.
So, I've noticed that you've taken to adventuring on your off season.
On purpose, but yeah.
How's that been going?
It's stressful
Yeah, that does make sense.
and confusing. I don't catch half of what anybody is talking about because I'm just worried about Blair and also my other friends. Man, it's a lot.
Well, I didn't expect you to go into this length of
Messages.
adventuring.
And here we meet.
I didn't expect you to go into this length of adventuring.
I didn't either. I don't think adventuring is that much of a choice. Like, now that I'm looking at it from the killed an archdevil angle. Not killed.
You did what?
We froze him. He's not dead, but very frozen right now.
He's frozen.
Frozen.
How did you freeze him?
I got this cool axe, and sometimes it makes my breath foggy, like, you know, when the cold season?
Oh, yeah.
And it's from the Dwarven Forge. That's what Garen was telling me. And it was super cold, like...
Whoa, wait. Garen?
Yes. Garen!
As in...
Royal Guard Silver Dragon Man?
As in, like, the silver dragon of the north?
That one, yes. Why?
Are you or are you not a candidate of the Royal Guardians now?
I am well, Garen said I basically got the job, but, you know, fingers crossed.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus exists in this universe.
He's more of a folktale.
Okay. Is he a wizard or a sorcerer?
He's a sorcerer because he was born with his magic.
Makes sense.
I would have said bard.
That also, we're going to be offending a lot of Christians.
No.
I mean, are Christians even people, though? Bam! Just did it even further.
No Christians are safe on this channel.
Not even.
Edit this bit out.
No, this bit is staying in there.
If we're attacking Pixar and recording this, we might as well just dig the hole deeper.
Yep.
Anyway.
Take that, Christians. Religion is dumb.
Says the agnostic.
Yeah. Religion is dumb.
Like I said, the bitches to atheists.
Oof.
I prefer the lazy man's atheist, but to each their own.
Anyways, now that we're done attacking religion.
For now.
For now. So, you are... wait. Polaire is also... Do you fill your sister in?
Yeah, I'll fill her in. Yeah, no, it's not good. I don't think. Everyone was like, oh, Garen joined at 17, that's horrible. But, like, he's a 14-year-old boy. That was right there. I don't know how I feel about that.
Neither do I. Where's Garen now?
Astral plane. He's not dead. No, ethereal plane.
Wait. He's in the ethereal plane. As in the place where the kingdom sends their most deadly criminals.
Yes, Mr. Exposition.
Yeah, brain criminals.
Oh God. Okay.
We were talking earlier. It's fine.
You were talking?
Through brain whispers.
Jesus Christ! I don't even know what to say to this. All right.
To think about any of this. It's nice to know we're on the same page.
Howard, Mom, and Dad.
I gotta check on them, but I think they're okay. They miss you a lot.
Yeah, I miss them too.
Why don't you say hello?
She kind of moved her hand over her body.
Oh. They have no problem with tabaxis.
They might have a problem with their daughter being a tabaxi.
Ooh.
Why? You're alive. That's what matters, I think.
I will say hi to them when I say hi to Alana.
Okay. Can we stay in contact up until then?
Sure. She kind of takes out her phone and gives it to you.
Okay, I'll make sure to call you Kira so no one suspects anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that.
Do not tell Polaire about this.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna remember that too. I'm gonna store it, and then he puts, like, one finger on his temple, right in here. Really presses it in there, like, to press the information in there.
Give me your phone.
I give her my phone.
She writes an alarm for at least once every 4 hours. Don't tell Polaire. Don't tell Mom and Dad.
Okay. Should we call it something else? Because I think Polaire will read.
Fine.
Okay.
DTP DTMD.
I think
Okay,
so.
I just have to know, in this period, have I been shot yet?
You
Because
have,
it's been a while.
you have not been
Yeah.
shot yet.
Good.
Yes, we will move back to Valkyrin. Milosh, you do notice Valkyrin kind of go into a room.
Okay.
Do you follow her in?
Well, like, what was the mood? Did Valkyrin seem like she was upset, or was it just kind of like a casual going to their room to take a nap or whatever?
It was just a casual go into the room. Not really to take a nap, just interested. Curious.
Sure. Yeah, I'll follow Valkyrin.
You follow Valkyrin in. Valkyrin, you do notice that Milosh is right behind you, kind of weirdly.
That's okay. I accept him.
And you do notice that there seems to be like 12 or 15 people. No, not 12 or 15. Sorry. Wow. 5 people. With guns, one with a bow and arrow, shooting at similar iron golems as you, Valkyrie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Milosh.
Mm-hmm.
Before I continue, you do get a bonus of +1 to any ability.
Like permanent?
Yep. Sorry, not any ability. Strength, Dex, or Constitution.
What for?
Training, because you've leveled up, and also because you've gotten some more Royal Guard training.
So are we still level 8 or?
Yeah, you're still level
Yeah,
8.
level
Okay, gotcha.
You just get a +1, an extra +1.
Cool beans. And you said to either strength, dex, or con.
Yes.
I'll just go ahead and add it to my dex.
All right. You do notice. You do recognize all of them as being candidates to the Royal Archers. As you do notice a couple of them kind of ricochet off. One of them hits one of the golems. The bullet ricochets, hits another golem, and as the bullet ricochets a second time, it kind of misses the next golem. But what you notice from the archer, she takes one arrow. It seems to be customized in some way. She points upwards and shoots down a storm of arrows, but that one arrow lands on a golem, and that golem just explodes.
Neat. Okay. The way I'm. Oh wait, no. These are the guys with guns.
Wait, hold on. So like, this is where is this setting?
This is it's kind of like an open area, but it seems to be.
We're at the castle.
Yeah, you're in the castle.
Okay, because like when you said Valkyrin's room, I just assumed that we were back at the Atlas estate.
No,
When you
I said walked into a room.
Oh, okay. But did I misheard? Never
Yeah.
mind. This now makes more sense.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I think Mumford had that confusion earlier.
I think everyone's had that confusion. But yeah,
Oh, these are the gunshots. Okay, that's a lot less exciting.
Yeah, but you do notice that the one with the bow seems to be doing the best, as she is very slowly but methodically just taking out golems.
Brilliant. Okay, gonna walk over to Milos. How you doing?
Milos is doing good because now he is, happy relationship with Alma. He helped it to kill the big demon man, and Milos is awarded title of guard royalsman or something like that. So Milos is good. How are you, Valkyrn?
Yeah, I'm pretty good as well. Um, pretty sure we killed my ancestor, but he'll come back, I'm sure. People like that always do.
Killed ancestor? What do you mean?
The devil.
He was ancestor? He was family?
Yeah, distant. You know, like third cousin, twice removed, the one you don't invite family dinners because he slaughtered.
Oh, yeah. Melos have one of those family members.
Oof.
They're the Babadushka we do not speak of.
Yeah.
Tea.
Flashback to Harmulus!
We do not even speak their name. They are that big embarrassment.
Yeah, it's best.
Milos now does not feel so bad about beating your ancestor. Then, if they are embarrassment of family.
Oh, yeah, big embarrassment. Also didn't know they existed until recently, but that's not the point. So, you still hitting stuff? Well, how did your training go?
How did my training go?
Well, since you got the +1, obviously.
Right, naturally. Training go real well. Milos cannot talk. Training went very well.
Okay, that's good. You got there eventually?
Yes, Milos is getting better at the commons tongue.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm quite proud of you.
It is because Milos now has many groups of friends that all speak the same language, and it helps Milos speak language.
Mumford, by the way, I'm gonna say you took a ride share home. We're back to the castle.
Okay.
It was a good, 4 or 5 platinum.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Unless he walked out halfway and then was like, "Yeah, I'm tired."
So, how's your girlfriend?
What?
How's your girlfriend, and will I ever get to meet her?
No, I thought you hadn't met Elma.
I mean, like, again.
You can meet her anytime, but it is going very well. Me and Alma had that, and she also helped it. Milos fit it into the fancy suit.
Oh my god.
Then we had the sexy time, which was very
Oh.
good. And so yeah, it is going very, very good.
Good. Okay. Yeah, maybe a bit too much information.
Sorry, Milos is not good with this
It's fine.
deciding what information to tell and what to keep to himself.
It's fine, we're friends. I'm happy to hear everything you're willing to share.
Yes.
Oh,
This is amazing.
Good.
very sweet.
We're good friends.
Yes. Bestest of friends.
Now,
Oh, well,
now
maybe-
everyone roll deck save. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
maybe Alma has friend that you would like to go on date with, and we can do double dates.
Oh no.
I'm not really looking to date.
Jake is really trying to get me to do a date episode.
Dylan, you will.
Yeah, I'm not really looking to date right now. But
Okay.
thank you.
Milos support your decision.
Okay. But now I do feel kind of awkward standing here with all these guns going off. I'm definitely going to get tinnitus soon. If I can get tinnitus, I don't know. My ears aren't human.
I don't think you can.
Tinnitus? Is that a person?
No, it's a hearing thing.
Okay.
I think you're fine. Your kind tends to hang around loud noises.
Yes.
Mumford, you do walk in.
Into the gun room?
Into the gun room.
Did either of you get shot?
Don't think so. Have you been shot?
I reach down and like pat my stomach real quick. Like, did I get shot?
Roll a...
No.
Roll a... Just a wisdom check, please.
It turns out Mumford has for real been shot. 18? I don't think I've been shot.
You don't have... You know you haven't been shot. You haven't been shot before.
You know, never hurts to check.
Yeah. You
In
kind
fact,
of...
it'll hurt not to check.
I mean, we can take pot shots at you if you want. You just hear...
No!
So do we see Mumford come into the gun room?
Yes, you do see Mumford come into the gun room.
Mumford! And Milos is gonna like wave his arm like very excitedly.
I wave both my arms at him, also excitedly.
Milos raises his other arm like and just kind of he's now like a wacky inflatable man like waving his arms about.
Damn it! Okay.
I'm going into two-man mode too.
Oh, you got old-fashioned dance off.
Okay, after the session, I am going to do my impression of Al Harrington.
Who?
You've never watched Family Guy, have you?
No.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I like my eyes.
Ooh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Up until Blue Harvest, which is okay, never mind. This is all post-show time. This is all post-show talk.
Unlike, attacking religion, which is during show talk.
But that's important stuff, damn it.
Fuck religion.
Yeah.
I have taken a stance here.
We've grabbed a shovel and we're digging.
Goddamn right.
Anyway,
Well, let's leave this room and I don't know, go for a walk. Oh wait,
Okay.
I need to go to the place and see if the guy's got my clairvoyance or not orb, the other one, horn.
oh, the Royal Enchanter.
Was that it?
I believe so.
Thought that was the Drider lady.
No, the Drider lady was
I just know I've got a receipt for a clairvoyance horn.
Oh no, that was the Drider lady.
You're welcome.
Thank
Well,
you.
let's go there then.
Do you guys drive there? Because that's a 2-hour walk.
How far is it as the crow flies?
I feel like that's a reference to a book that I have not read.
No, that's just a phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, it
I mean,
is?
I'm sure it's been in books multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also
As the crow flies means in a straight line, like Pythagoras theorem style.
Oh,
More important here because I can fly.
yes. It's still a long ways away with your
Right.
wings. So
Let's find an Uber.
Okay.
You it is not called Uber. It's not called Lyft. It's called Get in My Car. No, it's not. It's called.
A
Yeah,
taxi.
that's kind of an aggressive name for like a basically Uber thing. It's like get in my car.
They are allowed to hold guns at you.
It's a super successful business.
The thing is, there's a difference between "Oi, get in my car," the business, and "Hey, you want to get in my car? You've got candy."
that? Dylan's soul is leaving him.
You've won D&D when you can take your DM soul.
I don't have a soul.
Oh, you will.
I'm sorry, Jake. That is absolutely a lie.
I'm a ginger. We don't have souls.
No
Okay,
comment.
fair.
It is called. I don't have a name for it. I don't have a name for the ride-sharing app.
Elevator.
In my car.
Chariot for you.
Choo choo.
Anyways, yeah, you guys get into some guy's car.
You guys get into somebody's car and just drive off.
Just drive. Don't stop.
Mumford's holding the axe to the guy's throat. It's slowly freezing his esophagus. And then he takes the axe off. Milos puts on the Marauder's axe to melt it.
Friendship.
Yep.
What makes the dream work? Teamwork.
Hell yeah.
So you guys spend 2 gold
Oh,
ge-
boy.
getting to the marketplace.
And then we'll get out.
Alright, yeah, you guys get out of the car.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Who wants to pay?
I gotcha.
Thanks.
No
I
problem.
kind of like money, and I need a lot of it.
So
Spells are expensive.
you walk. Wait, what?
Spells are expensive.
Yeah, alright. You go walk to. What's her name again?
Oh wait, I think I noted this down. Did I? No. But I've got hairy noodles.
Madame.
That's who shop in town, guys.
Madame Miraculum's magical oddities.
Yep.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to my store.
Hello. Milos has never been here, but thank you for welcome.
Oh, you are a new customer with some familiar faces.
Friend.
Yes, this is friend, not food.
Yes.
Yes, we are all 3 bestest of friends. Yes, bestest friends in whole world.
And this one's son.
Who is also Milos's best friend in the whole world.
Well, I'm glad to see that maybe the youngest one is getting an education. Maybe. Mumford?
Oh
Yes.
no, they're not at school. They're shoplifting.
they're around back.
No, he's at school.
Oh,
Sure.
good. I'm glad. So,
He's shoplifting.
I believe you have a receipt for me. Pale
Yes.
tiefling.
I'm just going to hold out the receipt.
She kind of skitters up the ceiling towards the back of the building. You do notice that she goes up into a door that's closer to the ceiling than it is to the floor. And she comes out with the clairvoyant horn, kind of lands in front of you and says, "This is your special order."
Thank you. And I'll just take it.
I have a question.
Yes.
How are you part spider and part lady?
I was born this way, honey.
What was one of your parents spider and the other not spider?
No, I was. My parents were both driders. I'm a drider.
Drider?
Drider.
Drow
Spider
spider.
peoples?
Sorry, what?
Spider
Drow.
peoples?
Spider people.
It's a portmanteau of drow and spider.
Milos has never seen spider peoples.
And now you have, Milosh.
Cool.
He's easily excited.
I can see that. Is there anything I can get you?
Any more information about the sword?
Mm, not really. Have you talked to the Royal Enchanter?
I can't remember.
You talked to him about the ring, but not.
Yes, darn it.
Not so.
Well, I've spoken to him. Does that count? No. Just about this ring. And have you made the ring yet?
I have not made the ring. Sorry.
Okay, then I won't show it.
I mean,
Right.
you can still show her the ring.
I'll show her the ring.
Oh, that's a very interesting ring.
Yes.
Would you like to sell it? I'm pretty sure I can give
Depends
you.
how much.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Certainly.
She kind of, she takes it from your hand, looks at it, takes out one of those like appraisal like monoscopes, looks at it. Well, it's of good rarity and good condition. I will.
It's also mildly magic.
Yes, I can see that. I'll give you 150 gold.
What if I were to trade it?
What would you like to trade it for?
Do you have anything in this shop that might interest me?
Nothing too interesting. I have something that I can match the price with.
How about spells?
I do have plenty of spells. Is there any in particular that you are looking for?
No. Just, whatever I can have. It's always good to have more in the book. You
Yes,
know?
of course. Give me 1 second. Let me go look into the back to see if there are any interesting spell scrolls for you. If you just give me 2 minutes.
It's fine.
She kind of skitters back into the room that's like the door is near the ceiling, so you can probably tell that that's probably her main room. Give me a second.
No, guys, she's gone out there, so if we're ever gonna rob her, shh.
Okay.
Okay.
Milos would never do that. That is very bad.
I was joking.
Oh,
100%
okay.
joking.
Do you imagine climbing on the ceiling though? That'd be cool.
Milos would love to be able to climb on the ceiling.
We can try doing that later.
Yes, let's go climb ceilings.
Yes, absolutely.
Imagine fighting on ceiling. Enemies will never expect.
She kind of pokes her head out the door. I have a lightning bolt spell.
Do you happen to have fly? Or spider climb?
Yes, I have both those. I also have. I do realize that you cannot cast it at this time, but I do have Magnificent Mansion.
How much?
For Magnificent Mansion,
Yes.
it's gonna be a good 250 gold.
I don't have that much.
I would be
That much.
I would be willing to bring down the price.
I'm afraid I probably can't make it. I have 139. Although, wait. I'll throw in the ring as well then.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm willing to bring
That's
down the
good.
price with the ring. So I'm gonna say 75 gold.
75 gold. Done.
Yep. And you do get. I will give you fly and spider climb for free. Since you've,
Okay, done.
since you've given me such an interesting artifact. She kind of crawls down, gives you these three spell scrolls. Is there any other business I can attend to?
Milos may have items you might be interested in.
Okay. What items do you
I'm
have?
gonna pull out the
Milos?
Minotaur horn
The
from my bag and just like, do you have use of Minotaur horn?
Of course I have use for a Minotaur horn.
Okay, how much?
Um, do you have both horns or just the one, Milos?
Just the one.
Alright,
But
so
if you break it in two, you have two horns.
thank you, Milos. I will take that horn for 50 gold pieces.
Or Milos could trade for spell scroll. Milos would like to have spell scroll.
Milosh, I would like to point out you can't cast spells.
What?
You can't cast spells even if you had the scroll.
But Milos want to cast spells. He want to be like you and cast cool, fancy spell.
Or maybe we can look into another way to do it.
Okay.
Like, would you happen to have a ring of spell storing?
No, but Milos does have a staff of bird calls.
Yes, I do have a ring of spell storing somewhere in this mess.
How much for a ring?
I'll give it to you for the horn.
Oh. Okay.
She kind of
Here is Minotaur horn.
she takes the Minotaur horn and she gives you a ring that is encrusted in like rubies and emeralds all around. Can I please see your hand, Milos?
And it's called a ring of spell storing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Write that down.
Can I please see your hand, Milos?
Okay. I'm gonna hand her my left hand.
As she kind of tries to fit. Nope. She goes for another one. Nope. She finds like the biggest one. It's basically like a necklace. I mean, not a necklace, a bracelet. And she kind of fits it onto your ginormous Goliath hand and says, "There you go, Milos."
Yes, it was so pretty. And now Milos can cast spells. What spells does it have, by the way?
It doesn't. It's an empty spell storing ring right now. Maybe.
Yeah, what that means is I can cast the spells into it and then you can use them.
Yes! And then Milo, I'm just gonna give like both. I'm gonna like grab both the spider lady and Valkyrie and give them like a big bear hug.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, maybe don't.
And she
okay.
kind of uses her legs to kind of push you off.
Oh, Milos is sorry. He's just really excited. He can cast spells. He can fireball and other spells that Milos does not know.
Well.
Yeah, maybe let's not start with fireball.
Come on, Milos, get fireball.
Maybe later.
I think Milo should get fireball.
Oh, if Milos ever come across any other cool artifacts, I'll bring them to you.
Why, thank you, Milos.
Is there items you look for? So that way Milos, throughout his ventures, can find them and then bring them to you.
Not particularly, no.
Okay, the Milos will collect oddities and bring them to you and see if they are of value.
Thank you, Milos. Very kind of you.
Mumford, you got anything you want to look at while you're here?
Okay, so Garrett, a friend whispered in my brain today.
A friend whispered in your brain today.
Yeah, that's not the meat of my question, though.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about how my axe is not done. Like, it wasn't left in the freezer long enough. I don't quite understand. So I guess I wanted to ask how it gets done.
All right, well, she kind of skitters behind her counter. Please set it down. Let's see what your friend meant.
Okay, thank you. I'm confused. And then I take out my axe and put it on the counter, dwarf runes side up.
The dwarf rune side up. Good call.
Yeah. Thank you.
Her eyes kind of widen and say, "This is from the Dwarven Forge in Kilale."
My friend went there. He said it was really cold.
Yes,
and I think that's a little bit because he didn't bring a coat.
No, it's the coldest point in Altonia.
Oh.
Yeah, the Dwarven Forge in Kilale is focused on making weapons that are take on the Everwinter.
What's that?
The Everwinter is basically a never-ending snowstorm.
Ooh, cold.
Yes.
Is that why it's so cold over there?
Yes.
Oh. Would it be cold everywhere else if I didn't?
If you didn't what?
If they didn't get weapons to combat it.
It's not really to combat it. It's kind of to store parts of the Everwinter inside the weapons. It would. Okay. The Everwinter does risk. So what happens is every season, the dwarves at the Dwarven Forge of Kilale, they kind of gather near the Everwinter and start to store the Everwinter into the magic. Otherwise, it would grow to the point of, yes, it would basically be cold everywhere forever.
Ooh. Oh.
Global cooling. I'm familiar.
Real problem these days.
So now she kind of looks at it, looks at the frozen steel. It isn't finished. It's supposed to have something else. You see, and she kind of points to the middle of the axe where it has like 3 kind of holes with like it's like a metal bracket, and it's like inside the axe, and it's like 3 holes in it.
Oh.
It's not complete, so you're not getting the fullest potential from the axe.
Is that why it freezes me whenever I try to use it?
It does what?
Okay. So when I use it, my fur turns blue, and I get real cold, and I think that's really bad for my blood. But I'll talk to a doctor about that at another time.
I can already picture that conversation. Hey, my blood gets cold when I use the axe. What?
This is why you get health insurance.
I turn blue when I use this axe.
Is that normal?
No, it's not normal.
So insurance won't cover it, is what you're telling me.
Anyways. It could be the cause of that, yes.
Yeah. Do you know what to do about that? Or should I talk to the weapons guy that's also here? Gray wants to see Bear.
Gray wants to see Bear.
Yes. So bad.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure I can help you. You can try to talk to. Sorry, I gotta get the name again.
Yes.
Give me a second.
Bjorn Behrman.
It's not Bjorn Behrman.
Theodore Bartholomew.
Also not his name.
Both really good names for a bear, though.
Yes, very good names. You're both fucking geniuses when naming bears.
Thank you. It's a talent.
Yeah. I was raised by bears for a time, so I know my way around a good bear name.
You can
Was
talk
that the name?
to Jorkora, but I don't know if he'll be of any help.
Could be.
But yeah, you can talk to Jorkora. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
Seems like you've helped a lot today, though.
Yes, you are most help, because now Milos will be able to fireball.
As I said, we'll work up to that one.
Alright, well, have a lovely day.
You too, Miss Spider Lady.
Come back again.
Milos, look forward to coming back.
You guys leave. You
Bear.
see over the sea of people, you do see Jorkora's weapons.
We go there? Yes?
Yes, you can go there.
Yes.
As you go there, you do notice a fairly large.
Large?
I'm going to fuck up bear knowledge now.
OSMH.
Hey, I'm not the bear person here.
Skipping out on bear lessons, sir.
Look, if I don't complete my homework from Jake, what makes you think I'm gonna complete my homework from you?
I'm a bear in real life.
I would believe that.
Still waiting on that homework assignment from you all. Just saying.
Oh god.
It's very terrifying.
Violet, I think, is immune to Jake's homework, though.
Also, I don't think Violet was there, so in this case, yeah.
Yeah.
You do see about it's a 7-foot tall grizzly bear like
It's very tall for a grizzly bear.
Yes, it is. It's a monster bear.
That would be a Kodiak bear.
Fine, Kodiak bear.
So it's Canadian.
Yes, it is Canadian. You do notice that he does have an eye patch with a couple of scars on him.
That's so cool.
A pirate Canadian bear.
And he does say, "Why, hello there."
Hello.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
How original. What can I do for you today?
Wait, Dylan, does he work here?
This is Jorkora. Yes, he does work here.
I thought he was a polar bear.
Fuck, he was a polar bear.
Yeah, that would make more sense for him to be 7 feet as a polar bear.
Fine, he's a polar bear. Still, as I said, eye patch, couple of scars. He is wearing like greenish black armor.
God, he's cool.
And he's got a giant greatsword on his back.
I wish I was on this man's level.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
Okay, my axe isn't finished.
Your axe isn't finished?
Yeah, it's
What?
not from you. It's not a problem with you.
Oh, okay. Who's it from?
But, the Dwarven Forge in Kilale?
Dwarven As in the Everwinter Kalale?
Yes,
Jesus Christ. Alright, come in.
Okay.
He kind of closes the door behind all of you. Alright,
Oh.
set it down.
I do that.
He looks, because he has only one eye, he's like, alright. And he takes off his other eye patch, and what you see is a glowing arcane eye.
God, he's so cool!
Milos wasn't already in a happy relationship. He might be tempted to just be like, yo, do you fuck?
Bow, chicka, bow, wow, motherfucker. I'm sorry to anyone who watches this.
Hey,
Oh,
don't
no.
apologize for gay.
I apologize for nothing.
I don't apologize for the gay part. I apologize just for saying bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Oh yeah, that is a real crime.
No, this is not finished.
That can be done about that.
Well, it's not something I can do.
Oh. Do you know what needs to be done?
Well, there's supposed to be an attachment there, obviously.
Yeah. What kind of attachment? A gun?
Could be a gun.
Oh.
I don't really know what goes on in those dwarven forges.
Oh.
I feel like Gray is just focusing on how cool this bear is.
I am. He's so cool, Dylan.
I should have made this bear like the least cool thing ever.
The Drider Lady and the bear are super cool, and you just have to live with that.
I can't even get a special order for anything from the Dwarven Forges. I can't even get a Dwarven Forge weapon from the one in Spitfire.
Oh, that's rude. Are they snubbing you or something?
No, they're not snubbing. They're just very picky on who uses their weapons.
Oh, you seem like you're trustworthy, though.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna sell it. So, yeah. But besides, I don't really need a Dwarven Forge weapon. I've got my own weapon right here. And he kind of pats his humongous greatsword.
I was looking at his arms, so I was a little surprised he had a great sword.
Hey, eyes up here.
Hey. Yeah, that's a good sword.
Thanks. Anyways, yeah, you're gonna have to go to the Dwarven Forge in Kalale. You can't even go to the Dwarven Forge in Spitfire to do it.
Oh, why?
It's different materials and different elements interacting with each other. If you use the Dwarven Forge in Spitfire, it would immediately cancel out the Everwinter that is in this weapon.
Oh. That does make sense. That would make it a normal axe, right?
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. I think I understand.
See, the Dwarven Forge in Spitfire, it uses one of the hottest volcanoes in all of Altonia to forge their weapons.
Fancy.
Seems like a burning hazard. Are they okay?
They've learned to resist it.
Ah, oven mitts.
Yeah, oven mitts. But yeah,
That's smart.
unfortunately, kid, I can't fix this for you. You're gonna have to go to Kalale.
Okay, it was nice talking to you anyway.
Nice talking to you too. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you want weapons or something?
I look at Milos.
Mr. Bearman, how is your eye so cool?
Actually, I got an arcane eye from Madame Miraculum over there. After this one got pulled out from an elf.
Was it that Susie Fish's elf? We have been having many troubles with.
Yeah, but I killed him after he took out the eye.
Yes!
Oh. Dylan, he's so.
I love the love for Jorkora.
I love Jorkora so much.
I could have made this man the nebbiest, like, oh hey, this is
Oh, weapons, please.
weapons. But no, this voice is kind of his voice now.
Could be worse.
But yeah, you've gotten your information about the Frostburn axe.
Interesting.
Well,
Wait, is the missing attachment? I'm thinking real quick. Okay, is it the attachment the burn part?
no, it is not the burn part. Well, wait.
Ooh.
Kind of the burn part. I mean,
Ooh.
so here's the thing. The Frostburn axe is so cold that it causes freezer burn.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's called the Frostburn axe.
It's like, you know, when you touch a. No, I'm thinking of the opposite. Never mind.
It's like touching nitrogen.
When raspberries are in the refrigerator for one day.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have raspberries.
Are they not allowed in England?
They are. I just don't like them.
Oh, understandable.
That was amazing. Are they not allowed in England? No, I just don't like them.
One of my friends really hates raspberries because whenever she looks at them, she thinks of leeches. And once her mom made her put one on her finger, and she just had a horrible time.
By the way, have you guys been taking notes?
Of course.
Been taking mental Milos notes.
Because Rachel
Yeah.
can't be here today.
I noted down I've got some spell scrolls.
Milos was a the fireball!
So no, you have not been taking notes.
Shh.
I will
Don't
gather
tell
up
her
my.
that.
Edit this part out, Dylan. Future Dylan, please.
No, this is where we introduce a new segment to the show, where Milos, at the beginning of the following episodes, recaps the previous one.
Oh my god!
Please.
Please. So, it looks like you might have to go to Kal-El to get your axe more frostburny.
More cold.
More cold. But
Cool.
but also Garen is also trapped in the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
So, shall we continue? Actually,
No.
before we continue, why don't we take a 5-minute break. Go pee if you have to.
Yeah, you need the toilet.
And I need to go get a drink.
Also, I'm pretty sure my cat's gonna start meowing at me, so, yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll be as entertaining as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Olive,
Olive who?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hey, Mom.
Ooh, key.
It's annoying. I had a joke list, but my friend deleted it.
Oh, why?
We don't need it anymore. We finished writing the pantomime. It's very depressing. I had amazing jokes on there. Whenever I was bored, I would just scroll through the list.
Like a fun time. Why didn't you write your jokes down on another place?
Because I'd lost them all, and I had like
Oh.
50 odd jokes on there.
Oh.
Hmm.
Seems frustrating that they.
It was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll see if I can remember. Cool. As I get older and remember all the people I lost along the way, I think to myself, maybe a career as a tour guide was not the best choice. That works.
Yeah, that was good. Man, being a tour guide must be trying to think of the word. Very draining sometimes.
Yeah, just doing the same day in, day out, like a normal job.
Yeah. Smell
so-
of weed is a constant.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7 ate 9.
Whoa!
But why did 7 eat 9?
Why?
You're supposed to have 3 squared meals a day.
If Valkyrie were back in home village, she'd be the funniest person there.
Violet is funniest person in the Discord.
What did the pirate say when he turned 80?
What?
Aye, matey. What is the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with breast implants?
Much, but what?
One is a crusty bus station and the other's a busty crust station.
That
So
is.
the... I was going to tell... Comment?
That is just like any video game designer making a crab race.
So the man entered his home and was absolutely delighted when he discovered someone had stolen every single lamp.
Hi.
Delighted.
Hey. That's what happened after Milos entered the police station. Punched those lamps.
That's what I go. So what do French people call a really bad Thursday?
What?
A tragedy.
Ooh, that's good. Is that a pun about the word Thursday in French?
Yeah, jeudi.
Okay. Oh.
I bought my girlfriend a fridge for her birthday. Not a great gift, I know, but you should have seen her face light up when she opened it.
Yeah, that. I mean, depending on where you are, that could be a very good gift. Fridges are expensive.
Yeah, not only is my new thesaurus terrible, but it's also terrible and quite terrible.
Good. Well, no, that's terrible, but you know. Good joke.
Oh, my girlfriend is like the square root of negative 100. A solid 10, but also imaginary. Maths joke for the 1% of the audience who'll get it. To the guy who stole my antidepressants, I hope you're happy now. My family's got a genetic predisposition for diarrhea. It runs in our genes.
Oh, that's shitty.
Ooh, do you want to hear a word? Do you want to hear a word I just made up?
Yes.
Plagiarism.
Wow, I love that we're referencing Valkaren's book that she has.
How do you think the unthinkable?
You don't?
With an iceberg.
Oh!
Someone stole my mood ring, and I'm still not sure how I feel about that.
I'd ask if you're a bit moody, but probably not.
The first rule of the Thorus Club is don't talk about, mention, chat about, or discuss the Thorus Club.
Second rule.
I don't know.
You're not allowed to talk about it?
Don't say the word Thorus too much. People mock you when you're younger because you've got a lisp.
Ah.
My wife looked surprised when I told her she was drawing her eyebrows too high.
Oh.
Okay, I know some really bad jokes I absolutely cannot say.
Oh no. We could always bring up our really cool jokes about the mix between oncologist and optometrist.
Oh, no, I know this really good joke now. Oh, what is it? Okay, give me a sec. Oh, what's the difference between an etymologist and an entomologist?
What?
I don't know, but it really bugs me. That's one of my favourite ones. But there's also an etymologist knows the difference.
Hey.
Knock knock.
There.
Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Okay, that's grammatically incorrect and you know it. See, these jokes don't work when you're trying to be a smart aleck.
Knock knock jokes weren't made for smartassery.
Hello, I'm back.
You're going to want to review this footage. It was gold.
It was so good.
Let's see. We are 2 hours and 19 minutes in. It's been 5 minutes. Or 6 minutes. So yeah, I'll definitely review this footage.
Number minutes in.
Make myself a hot chocolate.
Are you gonna roll my dice for me, are you? No, don't step on my keyboard.
Yes! Cat rolls dice! Maybe he...
No, he rolled a 9.
Our new cool gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear him purring in the background, because he sounds like Darth Vader when he purrs. He's like a motorboat.
Like I said, one day
It's adorable.
I want us to do a Let's Play in Among Us as our characters. I just think that would be hilarious.
Would be. Also, my kitty is also a motor when he purrs. Delightful.
Like he's not as vocal as the other one, Loki, but like when he purrs, he is like a motorboat. He's so loud.
Alright, are we ready to get back into the groove of things?
I'm really invested in this cat talk, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad this cat talk has taken over my story.
And you'll get it back.
So, cat talk. It's the podcast name now. Sorry, guys. I know you guys wanted to. Oh fuck! Ow! 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 Ow!
Oh yes, we did.
I know you guys wanted to have a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, but
No.
it's now cat talk. So I have tinnitus, by the way. So my ears just start ringing at awkward times.
Fun.
I don't know how I got it. I'm pretty sure it was because of a car crash that I was in
Ooh.
when I was
I mean,
2.
I've got it genetically, so that could be it.
Yeah, that could be it.
I hope the car crash went well.
It did. It did go well. Anyways, cat talk or back to the game?
Let's get back to the game.
All
Yeah,
right.
although there probably will be some meows in the background, so.
It's okay. We had some mewing at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Professional to voice Mumford?
Do we want a professional to voice Mumford? No.
I was talking about cats. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, you guys are now outside of Jorkora's shop as he kind of waves slowly as you leave.
Mr.
Wait.
Cloverman may very well be coolest person Milosh has ever met.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good life.
Okay, thanks.
We'll see you.
Okay.
I messed up.
Was Mumford trying to impress this guy?
No, it's just when you see a really cool person and your brain goes stupid.
Oh,
You know.
it's a
Oh, a crush.
Ooh.
when you hit the nail on the head so hard that it just bounces back. Anyways, so now you know a little bit more about the axe and that you might have to go get the fuck off, Fly.
Just
I
me.
do believe the lyrics are "Shoe fly, don't bother me."
Actually, it's the lyrics are "Get the fuck away from me, Fly, before I kill you."
Oh,
Yeah.
Flies were almost called a land.
All right then.
Sorry, I can't be as funny as Voltaire. Jeez. Tough crowd.
You'll get there.
Anyways, you do have some like information about the Frostburn axe. You don't really have any information about the Marauder's axe, as Milos did not think to have that analyzed. So,
Yes, you did. You
I
just weren't here
did.
for it.
He was too distracted with the bear man being like he was so cool.
being so cool. I did not mean to make this bear man so cool.
you did.
I didn't expect it was gonna be like, oh my god, this is so cool. Are you now telling Rachel about the cool bear man?
I'm making a really good joke that you guys will understand.
I mean,
Hey.
somebody could remind Milos to take his axe there, but as of right now, Milos just
Hey,
man is like the coolest person ever.
hey, Jake.
Milos, don't you want to ask about your axe as well? Because they're kind of similar. He might know.
Yes, okay.
I'm gonna go back inside the shop and be like, Mr. Bearman, and I'm gonna pull out my axe.
Yes.
Do you know about my ex?
Sit it on the table. Maybe I can discern it.
And I'm gonna plop him on the table.
Oh, this axe is a little closer to home now, isn't it? This
Yes.
was
Milos found it in home. He was actually gifted by father.
this axe was interesting. Well, this axe has been told to, and he lifts it up and kind of shines it has been told to have been lost for hundreds of years since the rebellion of Goliath Boar from Stingeon Boar.
Yes.
It was made in the Dwarven Forge in Spitfire.
So same place is Little Lion means it.
No, the Dwarven Forge in Kalale is where the Lion's Axe came from. Yours is from Spitfire. It was sent to Goliath Boar as a sort of peacekeeping weapon. It was a sign of good faith between the two countries.
Yes.
I'm glad it's in safe hands now.
Safest hands it could ever be in, because Milos is best fighter.
Milos, would you mind telling me your last name?
Bababushka.
Babadushka. Well, your family's kind of famous.
Wait, you have heard of family?
Yes, of course. Everyone knows about the great warriors that saved Goliath Boar from Stingeon Boar.
Did you know my
Haven't.
father?
Sorry, would you say Velkan?
I haven't heard of this.
Well, come around and I'll tell you a story.
I'd love to hear this story.
Yeah.
All right. And he kind of leaves, comes back, brings some chairs, and puts them near the counter. So, back in the day, the Babadushkas and I believe it's 5 or 6 families of Goliath Boar were sick of Stingeon Boar's regiment and leadership when it came to war. So they decided to rise up and rebel against Stingeon Boar. It was actually your family that started the rebellion and gave the people hope. And as a sign of good faith, the Dwarven Forge and Spitfire gifted the Babadushkas the Marauder's Axe.
Yes.
Now, one of the biggest threats to that Stingeon Boar had was a black dragon named Elias. He was very deadly, but I believe it was your great-grandfather that struck down that dragon.
Yes. Great grandfather is one of the best warriors in the whole family.
Mm. Well, I'm glad that you got that axe. It's been lost for centuries. People have been looking for it. I'm glad it's been found.
Yes. Milos found it and has slain many peoples with.
Well, I'm glad. I don't know what that sound was.
Milos got texted message.
Was it from Elma?
Was it from Elma?
Roll for Elma?
Just a straight D20?
Yeah.
That was a 6.
It's from your
She
phone.
dumped you.
It. No! I'm not that evil. It's from your phone carrier. You have to pay the bill.
Gonna lean into Mumford and say,
Your father will pay for bill, yes?
I got you.
Okay.
Well, are there any other questions that you need answered?
How are you so cool?
I was just born this way.
That is coolest answer Milo has ever.
Again, did not think that Jacorin would be such a breakout character.
Star of the show. Who are we?
Jacorin has earned a spin-off.
yep. Gonna get t-shirts, pins, posters, all with his face on it. Just him saying I was born this way.
I was born this way.
I'm on the right track, baby. I was born to be brave.
Yeah.
Fuck, he sings too. So cool.
I don't know. Roll a straight D20 for Elma again.
That's a 1.
It's the tax man.
Mumford, your father will pay for this, yes?
I have no clue.
Okay, I will talk to Lance when we get back to your house.
Oh my god!
I'm sure he will pay for it. He is a very nice man.
Oh my god. So, from now on, whenever anyone gets a text on session, you have to roll a d20. If it's lower than a 10, you have to pay something.
I'm sorry, how many of your phone messages are just you need to pay?
Right.
Like,
You're
most
living
of
mine
mine
are all
are,
just
hey,
political.
we're going out to a party, you're not invited.
Hey, I'm a prince from Mastir, and I just need a donation of 200 gold pieces.
Hey! Don't equivalent. Wow, what's the word I'm looking for?
Equal?
Equate. Thank you. Equate Mastir to Nigeria.
Why not?
That's racist. Also has to be assuming he meant Nigeria.
Alright, anyways. Are there any other questions?
Where do you get those abs?
I made them myself.
Is your great sword magical?
No.
Would you like it to be?
No.
Mr. Bearman, are you magical?
Poof. No. Jacorin was the friends we made along the way. Anyways. No.
We are all Jacorin.
No, I'm not magical.
So you're really just naturally that cool?
He said he was born that way.
Yes.
Yeah. Not even with magic or anything.
Can we just like start a religion to Jacorum?
You can make a religion out of this.
Yeah, like, and I'm not talking about like in game, but also in real.
I mean, I pray to Medortos every day.
Ah,
Nice.
you're a religion nerd, alright. Well, let's move on. There's nothing of any sense here.
We are
Now Karen is dragging us by our shirt.
we are really hitting that religion is nothing train, aren't we?
Hey, this is in the game, I can do that. Now, apparently people who play this game worship devils, so...
So we're just on brand.
Yep.
Oh, Satan.
I mean, realistically, how many?
Okay, bear gods, no. Devils tried to kill me for violating a contract, yes please.
By the way,
Christian moms against Nat good enough.
Christian, I swear to God, we get a Christian mom group, I will say we've made it.
Which, well, fun fact, I actually convinced the dude that I worked with last year that I did worship Satan. Took little effort at all, which that's a story that I'll tell off air.
Yeah, can we please...
Yes, we're moving on with the plot. Wait, we don't have a plot for this. All right, we're moving on.
I mean, I do...
Let's go sightseeing. Dylan, explain everything.
In detail.
Ah, damn it!
Oh,
Like,
let's
how
go.
many- how
Let's
many
go
cracks
stargazing.
in the sidewalk?
No, that's something he can invent on the spot. Let's go stargazing because I want Dylan to explain all the constellations to us.
Fuck!
Yes!
Dylan, what's that constellation? The really big one?
It's a wolf constellation, buddy.
I'm really sorry. You're pointing at the sun.
How many suns are there? 20 million.
What's the constellation that looks like a dick?
That's a mirror.
Orion's penis.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is why I need more people here, just to wrangle you guys in. Who knew Vi was going to be my nemesis today?
All right. Okay. Wait. Let me just look at something. Okay, so I've got the spells.
Yep.
I can't afford to learn them right now, but so we should see if we can pick up some work.
Alright.
Yeah.
Learning spells is expensive.
We can.
But yeah, 2 hours and 50 gold pieces per spell level.
There's about, as you get to like a bounty board, you do notice there's page after page after page of bounties. Because, as we know, after Ravencore died, there's a power vacuum now.
Yes, I believe you used the term power vacuum 4 times in the last session.
Still have Ravencourt's head and his crest.
Right, well, what's the best paying one?
There's one for 15,000 gold.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Hey guys, how about we look into this?
As
Yeah.
you pull the sheet off, you do notice that it's not a sheet. It's a obviously hollow board. So you kind of take your phone, and it appears on your phone, and it says, "Unknown, half-elven male."
Alright, let's just kidnap a half-elven male.
Last seen in Drona.
Yeah.
Worth 15,000 gold, dead or alive.
Is there a picture?
Yes, there does seem to be a picture. It seems to be an Eladrin half-elven. So it has a white hair, pinkish skin. But what seems to be different... Well, it doesn't... not different. He seems to have a small goatee, and there seems to be another elf right beside him.
Oh, hey, Dylan. Do Violet and I know these elves?
No.
Uh-huh. Dylan, tell the truth.
Roll deception.
I'll let you roll insight on DM.
Okay, can I use one of my smarter characters for this?
No.
Damn it. God.
I got an 18.
Damn it!
I got an 11.
13. Violet, you do not.
I'm just telling the truth.
As I said, they are on a different continent.
I mean, you can travel can take a short time.
All right. Well, out of curiosity, any of you guys got a really good way to travel?
Milos can pick you all up and travel on foot.
A lot of platinum to get to and from.
Milos is natural born athlete. He can do it no problem.
I mean, you could get a car, or you could call Jared.
Yeah.
Jared's
I
day
mean,
off.
yeah.
Jared has had a week off, okay?
I could do it for 150 gold pieces in 6 hours.
What
That's
do
how long
you...
it takes me to learn fly.
Oh, okay.
Give you the 150 if you want it.
No, that's your money. All right. Let me think. Yeah, I guess we just drive,
Yep.
and then we look for someone.
Yep.
How hard can it be? I've got detect thoughts. That'll help. All right, let's go.
How are you guys getting there?
Uber.
You mean get in my car?
Yeah.
For the record, I'm just going to note down that that's what it's called.
Damn it.
You can't retcon it.
I can't. There is a competing one that is please get in my car.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
How about please get in my car, mister?
That's a halfling branch.
No! It is not. It is.
It's real and canon.
It is not in canon. That one started up and got burned to the ground.
There's a serial arsonist attacking people's car. We think it's because they joined the please get in my car, mister.
I am now imagining a newscaster saying that. So
well, let's call our chauffeur because he's got nothing better to do,
you're
and we don't pay him anyway.
No, Jared gets paid. You just don't pay him.
Yeah.
That's a Lance thing. You think Mumford figured out how to pay Kyle?
Why wouldn't I pay Kyle?
Kyle's dead!
Miss Kyle! I'm in the past, Milvin.
Alright, seriously, call the chauffeur. Let's drive.
Yeah, Mumford, call the chauffeur.
I don't want to walk.
Mumford, call chauffeur.
Roll a luck check for me.
That's a straight D20, yeah?
That's a straight D20, yes.
Ooh. That's a 3.
With the 3, you accidentally call your mother. No, wait, sorry. You call Polaire during class.
Sorry, Rachel. For the Polaire arc, the player gets detention arc that is now going to happen.
Polaire got detention is now going to be held up an hour after school.
Seriously, you get detention from getting a phone call? That's awful.
No, you get detention.
That's how America is.
You get detention if you pick up the phone call.
Yeah.
Don't you pick it up! Don't you pick it up!
My brother goes to college and they've got a very different thing where if you get a phone call, you have to put it on speaker. Apparently 3 students have been busted for dealing drugs because of that rule.
Damn, that's
Oh my God.
pretty nice, actually. No, because Polaire's not in college. Polaire's in high school.
Yeah, same thing.
Anyways.
What we call college, you call high school.
Anyways. Mumford,
Yes.
do another luck check.
Okay.
I mean, how are you going to screw up making a phone call?
My paws are really big.
Yeah, and you
so
can...
I misdial.
Yeah, you can press a different name. Yeah, you call Jared. Hey, what's up?
Hi. We're in front of the weapon shop. You know, with the really cool guy. No,
Jakora?
we're not there. We're not there actually. We're at the bounty board. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I know
Sorry,
where you
I'm
are.
still thinking about him.
What, do you like him or something?
That's not the point of this call. Okay. Could you take us to Drona?
I mean, sure.
Thank you.
No problem. And the car kind of... It takes about 20 minutes, but the car kind of rolls up. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
Your goblin driver kind of gets out, opens the door for you.
I'm gonna
So polite.
Goblin right now and tell him thank you in Goblin.
Oh, no problem. You don't have to talk goblin to me. You know that, right?
Yes, but I've been practicing.
I know, kid, but it's a language that I haven't spoken in a very long time.
Oh.
I have no idea what they're saying.
Not understands you.
Jared's saying this in common.
Mumford isn't.
Right, okay, I'm gonna get in the car to get away from the crazy people.
You get in the car to get away from the crazy people, and you find more crazy. No, I'm joking.
There are always crazy people.
Milos gets in. Mumford, where are you sitting, Mumford? Are you gonna take shotgun?
No, do not take the shotgun.
We almost took the shotgun earlier. I'll get in the back with everybody else.
All right, let's go to Drona.
Wait, I have to have a window seat.
It's the limo. I think they're all window seats.
Good, okay.
And as
Just
you
so I can stick the wings out.
as you hear this, and he says, "Please keep all hands and legs in the vehicle at all times."
What about
Sure.
Milos' head? Milos wants to stick head out of the sunroof.
Please keep your head in the vehicle, as this vehicle is now flying. And he presses a button, and wings pop out of out of the side, and the wheels turn to jets, and it starts flying. You did.
This just make sticking our heads out of the sunroof more enticing.
You did finally got a flying car for me.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
His father is going to pay for my
Oh.
taxis as well. He is very nice man.
Did you clear that with Bertrand?
Not yet, but we will get it cleared soon enough. But they are very nice people. I'm sure there will be no problem.
Mumford is cringing.
Don't worry, we'll talk it over later. Your job is to get us there.
Right.
How long will that take, by the way? Roughly, do you think? Maybe?
It's gonna take about 20 minutes.
Ah,
Yeah, we're
go to
flying.
another continent. That is impressive.
Well, no, Drona's not another continent. Drona's
I thought you said... Oh.
no.
Again,
If
I'm not good with maps.
if you were going to, sorry, give me a second, as we are flying in the air.
As the crow flies.
Yes, as the crow flies. We're doing this as the crow flies. You are still going to be Kinsland. It's just it's the city next to Genastris. It's not, because as I was explaining, there's a lot of plainsland between Genastris and Drona. Now, if I said you were going to Zalar or Brielle or Leander, because I know what you were confused about. You were confused when I said that those characters are on a different continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, because Orin and Valen are currently in Salas, I believe.
Causing problems.
Causing problems. Valen more than Orin. Anyways.
They're his distraction.
Alright. Woo! Hey! You hear from the front as you feel like a giant lurch to the left. We're driving here.
This is the sky. How can you hit someone in the sky?
That's the bada boom.
There's a lot of flying cars.
Why did it take your dad so long to get? No, I'm going to stop asking questions.
And as you land, you see Drona's a complete mess right now. It's not just that Ravencourt is gone and that this was practically the main base for the Elven Mafia. Drona has gone to a dark place. And you're starting to see that in the country. Not the country, the city. As the buildings are more ruined. As if bombs have hit it. There's a couple of bodies next to the place where you landed.
Oh.
And there's gunfire everywhere. The Phantom Squadron's having a hard time here. And that's why they set up that bounty board to find this half-elven male. So Drona's a big place, obviously. It's about 20 kilometers to get to the other side of Drona.
Okay.
How would you like to start looking?
Well, let me just double check. Because, again, I've got... Okay, so detect thoughts lasts a minute. How far can we drive?
In a minute?
Yeah.
You can get a good 5 kilometers through the city.
Okay.
What's the radius on detect thoughts?
30 feet. That's not that much.
Yeah.
I was thinking just a flyby over the city a few times.
Yeah. Can you upcast detect thoughts?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can cast it with high-level spell slots, but it doesn't do anything.
So, I'm gonna break the rules.
No. No, do it.
I will turn that 30 feet. I will multiply it by 100 for every higher level spell slot you use.
Brilliant. Okay. I can cast it at 4th level.
All right. Yeah. So that's gonna be 300 or 3,000. 3,000 feet.
That's probably big enough to give myself a, serious brain problem.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it started working already. All right, let's do it. And yeah,
It's not verbal. It's just somatic, right?
detect thoughts, verbal, somatic, and material.
So you take
A
out
copper piece, a penny for your thoughts.
You take out the copper piece. You kind of flip it once, and you move your hands. Say the infernal words, and you can hear within 3,000 feet everyone's thoughts.
This is fine.
This is fine. Do you tell Jared to start driving?
Yes, please start driving now.
He kind of starts driving at a good 50 kilometers per hour. Your thoughts are everyone's thoughts. Oh my god, there's just so many. There's some saying, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Or, does anyone feel like a burger? Man, my brother must be very, very annoyed with me right now. Um, has anyone seen any chickens? Hey, did you hear about that cool guy in Genastris? What cool guy?
These are things people are thinking. Like someone's having a whole ass telepathic conversation.
Yeah. Jacorin?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I heard about Jacorin. He's fucking dope, right? Yeah.
Jacorin.
And then you start to hear, it's weird. There seems to be like a black spot. Like you can't hear anything. You can hear around it. You can hear the thoughts around it. But you can't hear inside of it.
Interesting.
Does
I'm
anyone...
just gonna point this out and just point towards where it is.
Yeah, you kind of point towards the east. He turns.
Down there, down there.
Do I smell cheese? Where?
Does Valkaren smell cheese?
No. Where?
Oh.
Where's my kid?
Oh no!
Oh, that's not good.
And then a few
Just
kilometers.
double checking. Those are definitely two different people, right?
Do I smell spam? Wait, where's my dad? And then as you
Maybe the dad was the spam we found along the way.
and then
I mean, knowing Jewel, the spam probably is her dad too.
That's a bad trip to Subway.
Okay, before we continue, every trip to Subway is a bad trip to Subway.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
where you're wrong. The first one is terrifying because that place is social anxiety central. The second time, bring someone else.
Yeah.
And okay, I was gonna make a joke. I'm going to save that joke for after hours. As you start to slowly get into that black site zone, all the thoughts are getting muffled. Do
No
they-
thoughts, head empty.
Where the fuck's my dog?
Valkaren can hear dogs.
Where the fuck's my owner?
Anything with an intelligence of 3 or above. No,
Yeah.
sorry, 4 or above.
Yeah, this dog's got it. And then as you get into the black site, you hear nothing.
Okay, guys. I think it's somewhere around here. I can't hear anything, and that's suspicious. And now I'm gonna drop the spell.
You drop the spell. As you drop the spell, you're trying to get all your thoughts in order. You're like, where's my kid? Wait, no, I don't have a kid. Do I smell cheese? No, wait, there's no cheese in here.
Valkaren, are you okay?
Did I have a
You
dog?
looked like you were in pain.
It's fine. It's just I've never done that before.
What did you do?
I just touched an awful lot of heads. And
Well, We were in the car whole time.
Yeah, well, there's like 3 other heads.
Oh yeah. Wait. Before I do that, before we do anything, Milos, what were your thoughts right now?
So Milos is a simple guy. So I imagine most of his thoughts were
Milos cannot wait for next date with Alma.
also
Berman was really cool. Milos will strive to be like Berman.
And
and
Mumford.
potatoes.
Mumford, what were your thoughts?
Mumford's thoughts were, of course, on the Bear Man too. Also thinking about Polaire, hoping he's okay.
And I will reveal what Jared's thoughts were. Man, I really hope I get enough money to buy my own mansion. That'd be nice.
Jared.
Right, well, okay, as I said, I think we're here.
As you drop the spell, can I have an Arcana check from Valkaren?
Rolling 17.
17. With a 17, you notice it's not that the thoughts were being stopped. Like, it's not like no one's thinking in this area. It's about a 300 foot area. It's not like no one's thinking here. It's more like someone's stopping the thoughts from leaving.
Thought so.
And as you kind of blink, your eyes go into more of an arcane, like seeing the arcane type deal, and you do see that it's kind of a black vortex spinning around, stopping these thoughts from coming in and going out.
Okay, well, definitely some magical people here. And they're sort of stopping people from detecting them. Like a non-detection sort of spell. Oh, maybe they're... Oh, Juragar. They've been known to be able to do that. That would be cool. Except we're hunting half-elves, so probably not.
I mean, they might have some Jurgars on their side.
Alright, well, you guys ready to go in? I don't have invisibility or anything like that, so we're just gonna hope they don't notice two
We can
of the
try climbing
loudest
on the
people in the group.
We can try climbing on the ceiling.
Yes! Yes, we can! Yes. Oh, Mumford, you're
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay. I'm going to point this out. This is not a building. This is wide open area.
You can try climbing on the clouds.
Why have we not thought of this, Mumford? We can
No,
climb
no,
up.
no, I'm joking. That's not possible.
Wait, Milos, can you jump that high?
Of course, Milos can jump that high. No, she's natural influence.
Oh.
Alright.
Jump that high.
Please just move on.
1 second.
Oh no!
Alright. So. How loud did you say, how high can you jump, Milos?
I wouldn't think very loud.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a whisper, you know?
And how loud did you say, can we jump on the clouds, Mumford? Milos?
What?
How loud did you say, can we jump on the clouds, Mumford?
I mean, fairly loud. Like not like yelling, but definitely more louder than like room voice. Because Milos was excited that they were gonna start climbing clouds.
Alright, everyone roll initiative.
Oh no. Sorry, Valkaren.
God dang it.
16.
Alright. So
20.
Give me a second.
Get him, gang.
Oh no. Okay, Mumford. 16? Who got 16?
Milos.
Milos. Thug. Karen.
I got 20.
Oh, wait, Mumford. What did you get? What?
I got 15.
Oh, you got 15.
Yes.
I got that confused.
What do you think they said? 50?
No, I thought I heard Mumford say 20.
Violet, I think we're slowly switching voices.
I'd be okay with that. You have quite a nice voice.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
Yay.
Whoops, not done.
Oh, I love all the
Cheek
hugs.
hug.
That should be
Eve will
good.
hug them. They'll calm down.
There you go.
That is. Oh man, I wish I'd given you a fireball now.
Oh, by the way, surprise round.
Wait. Mumford,
Yes.
you've got your
Oh,
negating surprise round ability.
Oh, I do, huh?
all right. So,
That ability again?
danger sense.
I'm just read. No, it's feral instinct.
Feral instinct.
Ah.
So, Milosh and Vel, you do not get. You miss around. And that's
Man, I
where.
wish I'd healed.
And that's where we're going to leave it off.
Oh shit!
Cliffhanger.
Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and do whatever it takes for the algorithm to notice us.
And
I have
Patreon. Support us on Patreon when we get it. And fuck religion.
Gently caress the bell to turn on notifications.
That too.
That'd turn me on.
And I hope you will be joining us next time on Not Good Enough. Peace out.